Reggae Just Extra with Ras Dennis.
Only a grieving mother can express the profound sorrow that comes from losing two sons at the hands of the nation's most notorious killer and his gang. Nathaniel Morgan, known as Natty Morgan, stands as Jamaica's most infamous gangster, a continuation of a long and dark tradition of bad men. Among them is Vincent Ivanhoe Martin, or Reggae, who evolved into a legendary outlaw and folk hero. Reggae's criminal notoriety began in 1948 when he escaped from prison and unleashed a wave of robberies, murders, and attempted killings before being shot dead by police. His life story has been mythologized in Jamaican culture, especially highlighted by the 1972 film The Harder They Come, featuring Jimmy Cliff. In this film portrayal, Reggae is seen as an unwilling desperado, pushed into violence by dire circumstances. As expressed in the Wailers' song, "I shot the sheriff, but he didn't stop there, he targeted several deputies as well." Reggae became a symbol of the resilience and vibrancy of Jamaican culture, reflecting the lyrical struggles that propelled reggae music into a global phenomenon in the 1970s. However, Natty Morgan does not share this cultural legacy. He is simply a criminal figure. The worlds of reggae and outlawry parted ways as the music transformed into a global commodity, with The Harder They Come being a pivotal part of that change. This is the untold story of Natty Morgan as told by Ras Dennis. Nathaniel Natty Morgan was a complex figure, always seen with a Bible in hand and a disarming smile that captivated many unsuspecting women. Despite this charming exterior, he was considered one of the most dangerous criminals in Jamaica by the late 1980s, labeled by police as the most feared criminal since the death of Reggae in the 1950s. Born on New Year's Day in 1966, Natty's early life was marked by abandonment. His mother left him in the care of his father near the Riverton City landfill. As the only son among 6 children, he endured a harsh upbringing. His father and elder sister believed that violence could mold his character, leading to a painful childhood filled with beatings. In a desperate attempt to change his trajectory, Natty's father sent him to live with his mother in St. Mary. Yet, after just 5 years, he returned to the capital, quickly falling back into the company of his early associates. This decision spiraled him into a life of crime, resulting in numerous run-ins with the law. Over 5 years, he became a familiar face in the justice system, facing serious charges such as shooting with intent, illegal possession of firearms, and robbery. Natty Morgan's story is a potent reminder of how environment and upbringing can shape a person's fate.
Don't joke with your life longer. Give me my license.
Years had gone by. A football match was taking place in the park on Lime Tree Lane, Seaview Gardens, when a ball kicked by a laughing teenager soared across the field and hit the bicycle of another teenager who was watching the game. The cyclist took offense. Heated words were exchanged, prompting the brother of the footballer to intervene. The aggrieved party left, using words to wit, "Gwain fee me gun and shoot you upon your corner." And came back he did, but this time with no less than the fearsome Natty Morgan and company in tow. On the night of February 24th, 1990, family and friends gathered for a wake in honor of Howard Dennis, who was shot and killed by Peter Lawrence. Some attendees were singing, while others played Ludo and dominoes in the yard and along the pathway. At approximately 1:30 a.m. on February 25th, 1990, 5 men, led by the notorious Nathaniel Morgan and armed with M16 rifles and handguns, were seen approaching the yard. Most of the people outside quickly rushed into the house and locked the doors. The gunman broke open a rear door and entered the premises, while some of the guests hid in various sections of the house. About 20 persons who crammed into the bathroom were able to push up the ceiling tiles, through which they escaped. The gunman ordered others to lie face down on the floor. The 7 were shot execution style in the head. 6 died on the spot. The 7th, Stockley Merrick O/C Bald Head, died on his way to the Kingston Public Hospital. After the murderers left, Beverly Gordon, who was grieving the death of her son, Howard Dennis, was further distraught and full of grief at the death of another son, Christopher Gore, at the hands of the invading gang. The scene was ghastly, bodies sprawled out on the floor, the victims lying everywhere in pools of blood. The family at Lot 1623 as well as neighbors were panic-stricken and had expressed fear for their lives as the murderers had issued threats to return and kill the rest of Beverly Gordon's family. The scene was visited by forensic experts and photographed. Several spent shells and bullets were found. In all, arising from the initial incident, a total of 8 people had their lives brutally snuffed out. Charged with 7 counts of murder arising out of the Seaview bloodletting were Nathaniel Morgan, Brenton Jenkinson, Irvine Cox O/C Short Piece, Barrington Stewart, Winston Williams, and Peter Lawrence, the teen, now of age, who had been nursing the grudge over the years. Also charged in connection with 7 of the murders were Floyd Howell O/C Ticka and a man known as Eddie Bap. At a trial in the home circuit court months later, the judge and jury were told how Peter Lawrence, charged separately for the murder of Howard Dennis, responded bluntly when asked about it. "The boy dissed me and me shot him in him face," was his retort. None of the accused showed any signs of remorse, they were cold and deadly. All of them were identified as members of the Natty Morgan gang. It was a matter of record that members of this gang extorted regularly, sometimes large sums of money, from the business sector in the Hunts Bay Police Division, robbed and killed numerous persons, including persons suspected of being informers, and were responsible for burning to ashes in the dump several bodies of people declared missing. Natty Morgan and the other co-accused appeared in the gun court, South Camp Road, St. Andrew on September 24, 1990 and were committed to stand trial in the home circuit court in connection with the 7 murders at Seaview Gardens. They were remanded in custody. On December 19, 1990, Natty Morgan and Peter Lawrence escaped from the gun court. This is not the first time Natty Morgan has escaped. In fact, during the alleged murder of 27-year-old Donald Nunez in Riverton, both Natty and his Rastafarian father, Desmond Morgan, were involved. A witness avoided testifying against Desmond for fear of being attacked by Natty, who had escaped from prison, leaving his father behind, although the father was later acquitted. A profile of Natty Morgan appeared on television, in the newspapers and police bulletins. Natty Morgan quickly regrouped with other members of his gang and committed a number of robberies, shootings, and murders throughout Jamaica. After 8 months on the run, Natty Morgan was cut down in a hail of police bullets in Lakes Pen, St. Catherine, near to the Lakes Pen dump. Acting on a tip, a police team cornered Natty Morgan and 3 of his cronies who were traveling in a van on the lonely strip of road, and a gun battle ensued. When the smoke cleared, Morgan was found clutching an M16 Colt Arkansas assault rifle. He also had his Bible in his back pocket. His crony Arthur Bomber Hamilton was also found clutching a Remington repeater shotgun. Morgan's face was so badly damaged by the police bullets that the police had to use fingerprints and a missing finger, which was said to have been shot off during an earlier shootout with the police, to officially identify him. Shortly thereafter, Eddie Bap was also shot and killed. A juvenile who was charged along with Howell and Cox in connection with the Seaview massacre later escaped from the Stony Hill place of safety, leaving those 2 to face trial in the home circuit court before Justice Harrison and a jury. The highest commendation is due to those members of the flying squad for their diligence, courage, and commitment in the pursuit of these most dangerous and notorious killers and enemies of the state. Howell and Cox were convicted on all 7 counts of capital murder, following an in-camera trial at which the prosecution's case was presented by Paula Llewellyn, the then Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions. The death sentence was pronounced on each accused. That's all for this episode, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give a thumbs up, and leave a positive comment in the section below, and I'll see you again very soon for another important video.
Many thanks for watching Reggae Just Extra with Ras Dennis.